Welcome to the Sales Legend Podcast, the #1 podcast for inspiring sales leaders and professionals who are eager and hungry to become sales legends. Welcome, everyone, to your Sales Legend Podcast. My name is Domenic Presutti, founder and CEO of L2L Coaching, a high-performance sales leadership training organization. We're all about creating phenomenal and legendary growth and value for sales professionals, business owners, entrepreneurs, sales teams, and entire organizations, helping them create phenomenal and legendary sales cultures and sales results. We're also the creators of the 10x10 Sales Legend Growth Model, creators of the Sales Legend Scorecard, and creators of the 8-Step Sales Legend Training Program. Becoming a sales legend is possible for everyone with the right training and learning. A sales legend is a sales professional who masters the art of connection, the art of discovery, and the art of closing. Today, I have the privilege of having with me an expert in the area of discovery. Our goal is to bring value to you through the insights of industry leaders. My guest today is Jack Elias, co-founder, head of sales, and strategic partnerships at Empower. Jack's career proves that the path to success isn't a straight line going diagonally upwards. With his co-founder, Jack leads close to 40 employees, a board of directors, and private and government investors. Being the only child of a single mom with no silver spoon in sight, Jack started working in his early teenage years. He had 1 year of college under his belt and enough hard knocks to ignite a burning drive to change his life forever. From retail sales to telemarketing to an e-health company where he handled investor relations, Jack owned the communications and sales skills arising from his innate flair for connecting with people and relationship building. Heavily invested in the stock market at the time of the dot-com bubble burst, Jack, at 19, got crushed financially. In response, Jack studied the art of technical analysis for a few years, helping him excel in the world of stock trading. This helped launch his 13-year career in banking as a senior investment specialist and manager of business development. It was in those early banking days that Jack met his co-founder, Daniel Foreman. In 2011, from the living room of their apartments, the duo launched an online restaurant reservation service tied to social media and couponing. Today, Empower's digital marketing assistant democratizes marketing services on a pay-per-use basis with no annual contracts to help small and medium-sized businesses simplify and enhance their marketing access and success. Away from work, Jack enjoys time with his life partner and friends, studies Spanish, and day trades when he spots great opportunities. Welcome, Jack. It's a true pleasure having you as our guest today.
Thank you, Dom. What an intro, man. I'm humbled by the intro. It was awesome. Thank you.
So, Jack, today we will be discussing about the importance of how the discovery process and every sales meeting is absolutely critical for any sales professional to be able to identify clearly what the client is looking for and to help them understand where the client is being underserviced. Before we talk about the importance of the discovery step, I do have a few questions I would love to ask you regarding Empower. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, why not?
All right, Jack. So first question. I'm curious to know the reasons you decided to leave banking to start a digital marketing assistant powered by machine learning and AI.
Okay, so that's a really good question because it's not that linear, actually. The truth is, I met my business partner in banking. This is in our early 20s, actually, much younger than now. And I met him there, and that's how we became friends. And we didn't say we're going to one time leave the bank to start this. It just so happened that where I'd go, where I'd work in banking and in other areas, I always worked in sales and performed really well. It's one of the very few gifts like the good Lord gave me, is the ability to communicate, sell, and connect and build trust. And yeah, so I've always excelled everywhere I've gone in terms of business building relationships and stuff like that, and sales. And at some point, I just kind of like felt that it was my time to go do it for myself, and not do it for an institution or a big corporation. And it was actually with the help of my partner, who has a lot of great ideas. He asked me to join him on the journey at some point, saying, "Listen, I've got a great idea. I want to do this, and I'd love for you to come and help me sell it." Having worked with me and having seen what I was doing in the banking system, so that's actually how we launched a website focused on couponing and discounts at the time when it was really hot, and we tied it to social media. And everywhere we went, they would ask us, "Hey, this is great, but can you also take care of our digital marketing?" And then it kind of just made us go into the digital marketing agency, and then from there, this is where we discovered and built Empower.
It's great when you mentioned in the beginning, you had abilities, and how over the years you kept on really improving or learning how to basically empower or even improve all those great abilities that you have. So, kudos to you from that standpoint. And I love what you mentioned, that, you had an idea. We know that many individuals, almost everyone has ideas. It's great how you say, have this idea, we got to make it happen. And numerous years later, look at this great organization that you built from a simple idea in the living room with your business partner. So congratulations.
Thank you. That's awesome. I mean, it's just a lot of hard work and just sticking with it. It's changed. We adjusted our focus and the business over time. But yeah, absolutely. I'm very blessed to have 40 plus employees and moving along, and growing. It's great.
So next question I would love to ask you on your business. So make me understand the elements that make your company different than most marketing agencies out there.
Okay. I would say the main difference is we've built a technology that combines people and machines to do a lot of that heavy lifting for small business and for our clients, the brands that work with us. And when you do that, you bring the best of both worlds, right? Best local talents and marketing experts. And you couple that with the greatest softwares and marketing technologies out there. Really, when we bring those two and we marry them together, we're making marketing a lot more simple, efficient, and affordable for the end user. And I would say that I guess most digital marketing agencies, and this is where we come from, we went from a service company to a marketing technology, either haven't began that transition, or maybe have not opted to build their own intellectual property, or haven't maybe realized that machine learning and AI and just technology as a whole, it's coming pretty quick, and it's not going to wait for you to adjust, right? So, there's posters online and stuff like that. You'll see like innovate or die, and like all these motivational posters, but it's so true. Like, I mean, I think my partner had that foresight of ensuring that, that time's going to come, and we don't know when it's going to hit us. It might hit fast. So let's get prepared. And then what we did is we sat down with the engineers of IBM Watson back in 2016 to scope out, like, if it was even realistic to build a digital marketing assistant, right? With all this data powered by machine learning and AI to really help small business. Isn't it even feasible? Or is that like just like a dream, And so it didn't exist. And it was very reasonable for us to build. And that's why we put all the investment, the time and the money, and really attracted some of the best talent that we could find to come and join us on the journey, basically. So we're different in that sense, right? So a traditional service marketing agency offers great service, and it's more H2H, like person to person. And we've developed an app that you'll have on your telephone, and most people have a computer in their pocket today, which is their smartphone. So wherever our clients go, we go, and so do all their marketing intelligence and all their assets, just like a few clicks away, literally in their pocket. That's the difference.
I love when you mention it. We make it simple, and I do have to say that I had the opportunity to experience your organization, what you do, and absolutely not only make it simple, but make it fun. So I guess for anyone listening, please reach out to Empower, and you'll see how simple and fun it is working with your organization. A follow-up question. If I was to call one of your clients today and ask them what they like most about Empower,
Okay.
what would they likely say?
We serve hundreds of clients, and I'm sure they would all have different things to say. But I think the thing that would resonate or you'd hear the most is the price quality ratio that they get from us. Like, that's where they see value of one. They'll tell you that we're different because we've actually built, like I said, a technology. It's a platform that they log into. It's an application that allows them to ask us for things in natural language, like in chat, as they're chatting with their account manager. But when they don't know what they don't know, our system actually recommends things to them. We have a recommendation engine, which is fantastic because you don't know what you don't know. And that applies to all of us. So yeah, I think our clients would say that they like the fact that we've built them a real tool and not just offered them people to help them. And they like our model. I mean, our model is, we've removed the contract. There's no annual contracts. There's no commitment, and there's no monthly minimums either. So it's like the most flexibility you can give a small business. Like, I'm not just talking about in a COVID type environment. I'm talking period. There's a lot of small businesses that have seasonality. Other small businesses have different periods throughout the year that they're more busy, or they spend more, or they scale back. So I would say that our clients definitely like that flexibility that our service and our platform offers them, and the price value that they get. They get a lot of bang for their buck.
Yeah, I think I mean, love what you said, price quality. I would also add, the experience that, yourself and your partner and your entire team brings to the table, and also that flexibility, right? I think that's key, that what your organization brings. And where I see, and having spoken to some of your clients, what, like, they always tell me it makes us save money, and save time, and basically offers us peace of mind. So congratulations in creating these great experiences for all your clients.
No, it's great. I mean, and that really fuels us. I mean, when you hear positive comments like that, you want to keep pushing forward. You want to actually do better. It's like you go into trying to over please, right? And you build on that feedback. So it's awesome.
So you also, the company started back in 2011. I mentioned that you're currently about 40 employees at Empower. So what does 2022 hold for your organization?
It's more growth, and we're likely going into the United States. We have 2 offices and opening another one in Vancouver shortly. So that'll be Canada for now. I know we're looking to grow into the United States. We're talking to different partners. We're speaking to VCs and private investors, as we're always seeking financing to help always fuel us to the next level, next milestones. And it's just going to be more growth and better technology. Hopefully, we're going to be able to also lower our costs at the same time, right? Because as technology becomes available to us, we'd like to pass down those savings and that efficiency down, right? All the way down. So the clients are going to get so much value in the next couple of years from their digital marketing at what we believe will be a fraction of the cost that they're used to. It's like, it's technology is moving fast. And again, I've said it on the call a bit earlier, but I think gone are going to be the days where you're going to walk into somewhere and you're going to pay $200 an hour for marketing. Like, I really think that that's going to get crushed. And there's some that those big companies are, they're great companies. Don't get me wrong. They've built great brands and they work with amazing brands, but technology is having a compressing effect on a lot of things, and in a good way, right? Like, at the end of the day, when you have that, like, the end user, if he can get the same thing for less, he wants that, right? You ask any business owner, if I can get you the same amazing results for half the price, you interested? You're gonna get very few no's. You know what I mean? It's like, so I think industries are going to have to be careful. Yeah, so 2020 is, I mean, 2022, I should say, it's going to be an interesting year for us. We're hoping to enter other markets, grow the team, add some executives to join our advisory boards in the US, and just continue finding awesome partnerships, finding institutions that want to collaborate with and empower, want to offer their clients or their members a very innovative tool in a digital first economy. Like that's what we're looking at in 2022. So it's exciting, right? And we're meeting great people. We're really blessed.
I wish you, your partner, and entire organization much success in the US. I know it's going to be fantastic. So share with us, digital marketing is such an important, crucial part of any business. So share with us how, the way small business owners or entrepreneurs are able to contact yourself or a member of your team for a consultation.
That's super awesome. I'm really glad you asked that. Basically, I would invite everyone to who's interested and who might need a little bit or a lot of help with their digital marketing to visit us first on our website. I mean, visit www.empower.social. And just go ahead and click on one of the buttons there that invite for a demo, a free consultation with our team. You'll speak to a marketing expert, tell them where your business is at, tell them what you like, what you don't like, what you wish was better, and see what they share with you. We use a lot of tools, a lot of software that help us detect immediate low-hanging fruit, sometimes right off your business card online, which is your website. We're able to tell you right away, are you applying the best practices? Are you missing any pixels, to be able to retarget traffic that's come to your website? And I mean, you start small, like anything. You start with baby steps, build a nice plan, and we execute on that plan month over month. So I would encourage people to just give us a call, chat with us. Let's see if there's anything we can easily identify. And you can do that through our website, or you can give us a call as well. Our phone number is on the website, and you'll definitely engage with a professional on the other end that'll give you the time to explain where you're at with your business and your digital roadmap.
Thank you, Jack, for sharing, information on your organization, the growth, and how you see 2022. So now, moving on to our topic of today, the power of the discovery step. So still today, many professionals don't prepare well enough before going to a client meeting. I often hear that, I don't need to prepare. I've been in sales for so many years. According to you, Jack, what are the pitfalls associated with such a mindset?
Oh God, it just takes one time, Dom, to get really humbled in a situation like that, where you walk in and you're like, you're overconfident, and then, like you're just underprepared, right? I mean, there's a fine line there, right? I mean, you come in confident and then well prepared. It's different. So I think everyone should take the time, and most people do, right? It takes literally one experience for you to fall flat on your face and to make a first first impression that's terrible, and to really ruin that, for someone to learn that how important it is to really prepare, to look into things. Come asking questions, relevant questions, and be genuine about it too. Right? So in your preparation, that's where you discover, and it's funny because it's about discovery, right? That's where you discover the most. So no, it's super crucial. I mean, and you learn that over time with experience, and yeah, that's what I would that's what I would say. I mean, do as much as you can, and just show up prepared. You have to.
I love what you said. Preparation helps you discover. You're absolutely right. As a sales leader and professional, right? Preparing ourselves, before meeting a client is absolutely a must. Share with us the importance of preparing a few questions beforehand.
Yeah, the importance there is, I mean, I think, again, it goes back to the more you know, the better you are prepared, for anything. It's not just these meetings with potential clients, it's in life. Just approach it that way. I think people will also take you more seriously, when you come, and so would I. I mean, again, just switch seats, right? Just flip the seats around. I'd take someone more seriously if they came like genuinely prepared, and they had their it shows that they're actually really interested. They're not being, you know, they're not fake. They're not, you know, and people want to do business with people like that. So at least I do, you know. So that's what I would answer to that, I think.
Love what you said, right? And, you know, being prepared and the client in front of you, just, you know, it portrays confidence. At the same time, it just shows, wow, you know, this person is an expert and he's really, and he cares, right? So
Yeah, you have to be genuine. You have to be
Yep.
genuine. I mean, someone's calling you to potentially use your services, and he's willing to invest his hard-earned bucks, his capital. Well, you gotta like lower all barrier to that trust, right? That's what you do when you prepare. You build trust equity, if we can go there, right? And people buy trust, people buy confidence. Once that's there, in the absence of value, price is an issue. Right? Right. So if they see value in how you've come prepared and how you genuinely care about taking them from A to B or from zero to hero, you've got that business. And then you go through the numbers. That's just like it's a detail at that point, because they want to work with you.
Totally agree. During the discovery phase, this is when you're asking all your questions to really understand where your client is being basically underserviced. Tell us, what ratio of your time should be focused on listening versus speaking?
I think, you know, again, personally, I would, I tend to listen a little bit more. And is there an exact science to this ratio, Dom? I don't think so, but to throw a number out there, I would kind of say 2/3. You know, like if I'm going to spend, I don't know, 30 minutes talking to a client or a prospect, I'll probably have them talk to me for about 20, or at least answer questions and listen. It's in that you understand, you know, where are they, where they're at, what you need to do to help, again, take them from zero to hero. And maybe in the last 10 minutes is, you know, you go ahead and let them know how you've done it before, how you would do it for them, and even just tidbits on what they can do if they don't work with you to still get what they need done. So you're almost giving them the info. And that then you become the trusted advisor, because you're not saying sign on with me and I'm going to do this for you. You're like, even if we don't work together, here's some key areas of focus. Now that I've heard clearly where you're at, you know, just remember that you're going to need to do this, and that. Now you build that trust throughout that whole discussion and call. So that client can hang up and go look for another person to do those things you said, or he can just come right back to you and say, you know, I was pretty generous that you told me exactly what I needed to do. You know, in the spirit of not having the time, the energy, or the know-how, I'd rather you just do it for me. Can I pay you to do it? It's like, it's just completely just, you attract it very differently.
You're absolutely right. I love when you said, you know, how do you become a trusted advisor, right? It's difficult to become a trusted advisor if you're not listening to what they're saying, right? And what they need, that you care, like being genuine. So you're absolutely right. You mentioned 2/3. You know, absolutely. You know, people often say it's an 80-20 rule. I often say if you can bring it to a 90-10, even better in the discovery, you know, step or discovery phase. So absolutely, listen effectively. That's absolutely critical.
And nobody wants, just to end on that, nobody wants to be sold something.
Exactly.
Right? Like, I mean, like they're coming to you with a pain point or a problem. They want you to listen. They really do. So it does make sense. Like whatever the number ends up being, right? If you take it to 90-10, that's lovely. But you know, as long as you are definitely listening a little bit more than you are speaking, I think in your question, I think that's reasonable.
Love what you said, right? If you're able to bring a client to say, oh my gosh, I really need this, versus you telling them you absolutely need this, there's two separate worlds. And you're absolutely right. The only way to do that is to listen effectively and to really care and understand what they're looking for. I do have one final question regarding the discovery phase. So when you're asking questions, you know, clients tend to ask us to talk about us and our solution, while we still have numerous questions that we would love to ask them. What do you do at that point, right? Do you just tell them, you just continue asking questions, or you talk about your product, your service? What does Jack usually do?
Well, when I actually follow the client leads the dance. Okay. So if a client wants to hear me speak, again, you're building trust, right? You have to building trust means you're listening and you're answering, you know, to the call. So No, if a client wants me to tell them a bit about our services, I'll dive into it. And of course, I'm going to try to, position the pain points that he or she, brought earlier in our discussions, for sure. But you follow the client's lead. And that's actually, they say the client's always right and all that. Yeah, he's always right, but he's also always the pilot. You're the co-pilot in that. And so when the pilot says, I want to turn right now, I mean, okay, well, guide him in turning right. Don't go against the grain. Like if you're looking for friction and for a relationship to go sour, that's one way to do it. So no, that's how I would tackle that. Client wants me to talk about our solution or our pricing. We get into it and we go there because he has, again, it could be a pain point and he wants to alleviate that. And it depends on what you're going to say now that you either continue building trust and the relationship, or you start losing him. And yeah, so I just follow the client's lead actually as much as possible, and try to own the frame the whole time, like that I'm engaged with them. When you give up dialogue and you pass that on, you don't have to give up the frame of owning that conversation. You could still own by giving. And there's a lot of great books out there about that. So yeah.
Loved with everything that you said, right? It's not about us, it's about them, right? It's always so how do we get into their world, right? And asking the great questions, listening effectively. Jack, it was a pleasure having you as our guest today. For all our attendees, basically to know more about Empower and how Jack and his team may help you and your organization, Jack's contact information will be appearing on the screen at the end of the show. Thank you again, Jack.
Thank you, Dom. It's a real pleasure. This was fun. And if ever you or your team or your people need a bit of help, just send them my way and I'll have a real chat with them and see if we can help them.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that.
Take care, bud. Have a great day.
So once again, I would like to thank everyone for attending our webcast today. Please stay tuned for our next webcast, where we will bring you yet another industry leader who is creating tremendous value and growth and creating in their own way phenomenal and legendary results. To learn more on how we are creating sales legends, please click on the link below to access free training to help you achieve sales legend status and to learn more about the Ultimate Sales Legend program. Once again, thank you and keep striving to be phenomenal and legendary.